Hi, welcome back to the workshop. Okay, here with Clint. Nice to see you again. And today what we're going to be looking at is the 4-jaw chuck, the 4-jaw independent chuck. And that is this here. Okay, put some light on the subject so we can see what we're doing. There you go. That's the 4-jaw independent chuck. And that's been requested, actually, that particular subject matter been requested by one of our viewers, which was Baz from Staffordshire. So following the last video, which was on the 3-jaw chuck, I'm now scheduling the 4-jaw chuck a bit earlier than I wanted to, just because people are interested, so I try to oblige. Okay, so that's it. Another little announcement to make, and that is that we had a excuse me, we had a new subscriber last week. That's really nice, made my day. We could do some more though. I'm never going to get to the 1,000 subscribers rate. I'm on 56 at the moment. That might take another 5 years. I don't know, maybe 10 if we're still here with all this nasty business that we're having to live with. Anyway, I'm glad you could make it anyway. And in actual fact, in the workshop today it's very cold, and I think it's about 7 degrees outside when I came in. But I've got the heater on, and there's a radiator there. Look folks, if you're going to be working in a workshop, don't be cold. It's no good. I've had my share of cold workshops. I can remember one machine shop being so cold in the winter. Oil drums were made into braziers and filled with coke to keep us warm. You had to warm the spanners before you picked them up. That was tough. That was in this country. I don't think other countries are exempt, because I worked in a machine shop in Central Africa, and in the winter time, they can have heavy frost on the floor, on the ground, and freezing workshop again. And I was surprised to know about this, but they had oil drums made into braziers, so it was a pretty universal thing. However, we're not going to do that here. I've got an electric radiator, as you know. So anyway, back to this 4-jaw chuck. Oh, I almost forgot. There was I don't know the name of the subscriber, but whoever it is from that last week, thank you very much. I also had a notification from Michael McDowell, who is just setting up a workshop, and he's asked advice on the best way to do it. So, you know, anybody can contribute on this, and I've sent a message saying that, you know, I'll help in every way and that's possible. So he's setting up, and he's got a very understanding wife. Who's actually encouraging him to do this. She may be interested in herself. It's very good, because he's setting up he proposes to set up the workshop in a spare bedroom, so at least it'll be nice and warm. And I don't know how big it is, but I thought about it myself one day, but I got overruled some time ago. Anyway, it's all good stuff. Set it up where you can. Any contributions, we hope, Michael, leave a message, and I get back to messages as well. So anyway, back to the 4-jaw chuck, which is here, and you notice I'm still using, well, you might not notice, but I'm still using the camera, the camera mount, which is attached to the cross slide. I'm tracking across now, and then I'm coming forward, yeah. And now I'm going to go a bit lower. Whoops, so get a better view. Now, the question is being asked about this the versatility, which I mentioned, of the 4-jaw chuck. It is very versatile, and what advantages are over a 3-jaw chuck. Well, I'm going to show you. You know, remember the last time on the 3-jaw, the jaws were numbered, And on the 4-jaw, this is a 4-jaw Pratt chuck, and it's a 6-inch capacity chuck. So one of the advantages, as you can see here, I've put the jaws in reverse position, and what happens is that you can use the same jaws. You don't have a separate jaws, so you use the same ones, and but you still have to maintain them, keep them clean. I'm not going to do that because I've already done it on the last video. So what I'm going to do now is why do we want a 4-jaw chuck, and why do I say that it's actually more versatile than the 3-jaw, more versatile than the 3-jaw chuck? It is because you can hold irregular objects. So what do I mean by irregular objects? Well, look at this, for instance. This is a squared piece of material, some kind of alloy, and it's about 6-inch square, but it's not exactly square. So we're going to show you how to mount it in this 4-jaw independent chuck. You'll notice, and I've put the that wooden protector, I'll put it on there, but you'll notice I think you can see them, yeah. We've got grooves running round there, the face of the chuck. Okay, that's to help you to position the workpiece. And I don't know if you can notice this as well, that there's a, oops, just a minute. On one of the jaws here, let me find it, this one, someone has actually drilled a hole or bored a hole in the jaw. This, I would never think about doing anything like that. It's sacrilege to drill a hole in there. So I don't think it was accidental. I think it was deliberate because it's quite central, really. It's a little bit off, but how anybody could do that, I don't know. I just can't understand it. Anyway, fortunately, it's not detracted from the use of the chuck to a great extent, although you wouldn't want to put too much pressure on it in that position, on that particular jaw there. So I've never ceased to be amazed how people do these things. So it's definitely not good practice. Anyway, what we're going to do is, because what we've got here is an irregular shape, I'm just going to roughly show you how we can attach it to the workpiece onto the 4-jaw chuck. So these jaws, you'll see these markings here. You can initially set it approximately to the position that you require. You need to do this because if you get it out of centre, it could hit the bed. We don't want that. So I've set it up roughly how I think I want it to be, and here we go. Whoops. Well, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 because I had it in earlier, just to save a bit of time in setting it. Now, because it's not uniform in size, the dimensions are not uniform. it's actually about a 1/16 of an inch out on one elevation. It's a 1/16 bigger on one. So I'm going to set it out, show you two ways of doing this. One is to try to get it equal on all four corners within the inaccuracies that we've got on the dimensions, as it were. So to do that, I'm going to introduce a very useful piece of equipment called a scribing block, okay, or a marking gauge. Now, also when you're setting the this, look, let's see what we can do. You'll notice that you can adjust it, and what we're going to do is to try to position it at the top corner there. Now, some of you will be saying, oh, that's not the way to do it, we do it a better way. I know we can do it a better way, but I'm just demonstrating initially the versatility of the 4-jaw independent 4-jaw chuck. And then I'm going to go in another demonstration. We'll be able to centralise it more accurately. But you'll see there, let's see if we can see. Don't know whether we can. I'll try to set this at a different angle. It's a bit difficult. Anyways, I think you can see it. Yes. So there, it's just about touching. Okay. And also, don't get tempted to switch this machine on before you've swung it round, because move it round like that so they make sure none of these corners touch this lathe bed, because it's right on the limit of its capacity, you see. So it's a 4.5 inch centimetre, it's a 9-inch string, and this it's a 6-inch square basically, but you've got 7.5 inches, or something like that. Got the diameter, the maximum length there. So do this before you start thinking of switching it on. Right, so it's a little bit I don't know if you can see this, but I've got to get the gap there between that point there. Okay, so that's pretty near. You're not going to get it exactly. It's a little bit higher there. Oh, and it's way out there. And it's way out there. So what we can do is to bring this in a little bit more. So it's way out there. It's way out there. Right, so we need to move this jaw up here a bit. Slacken that slightly, not a lot. And then the opposite jaw. Okay. And then look at it again. So there we go. Still out there. Bit nearer there. Bit nearer there. Okay, so because of the irregularity of this being a 1/16 out of true, as it were, there's it's just not possible to get it exactly right on this. And also make sure that you get it against the flatness of the jaw. So what I'm going to do is I know it spins round, and also you know I've marked this 1, 2, 3, 4. That was to save time. But also these jaws, when you take out these jaws, they are numbered also. And then somebody's asking, why are they numbered? Because you don't need the other jaws. Well, the chuck is numbered as well. So it's always essential to put them back in the respective position, because they're used to moving up and down. They don't individual slides, so it makes it better. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to spin this lathe and you'll see. I'm going to switch it on and you'll see what's happening. Okay, this scribing block is a very useful tool, and let's switch the machine on. And they're very careful when you're doing this. So that is as near as you're going to get with this method. Okay, so I'll just move this a little bit. I'm going to take this out now. On another video I'm going to show you how to centralise it as near as possible, as though we were going to bore a hole in the centre, but we can do that another time. But in the meantime, oops, that's one, that's two. That is the first demonstration of this chuck. But as people might not know, but I'll just give you an example just to show you. This is number 1 chuck, number 1 jaw, I should say. You can see that. I'm going to take it out. Okay, and then with a 3-jaw chuck, you can't reverse it with that jaw. You would have to put the proper reverse set jaws in. But this is configured differently, and it works on individual screws. So they're independent, and that's why they call it the independent 4-jaw chuck. So there you are. I'm putting it back in here. Trying to. And there you are. So you'll see that there's a 1 there indicated there. This is a bit faint, and there's also a number 1 on the chuck, on the jaw there. That is a number 1. If you didn't see it, I'm not looking. Well, it is anyway. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Always keep them in, and that's 1 there, a bit faded. There's 2, that's a bit faded, and you've got 3 and 4 there. So always keep them separately and put them in the individual respective positions. Okay, so another time, another video, we're going to show. I'll come back up here. In another video, I'm going to show you how to set it up as though we're going to bore a central hole in that irregular shape. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I really need some more subscribers. It just helps. I think for monetizing the channel you have to have 1,000 subscribers and so many thousand view time. But I'll also be discussing this little device, which is a scribing block, and how to set it up with very accurately using this. You don't always need to have a dial test indicator. What's a dial test indicator? Oh, this is a dial test indicator. Okay, so you don't always need it. So that's why I'm going to show you the method of using this and setting it up in the four-jaw chuck. See, some material that you might buy is you might think it's perfectly concentric, but depending how it's been manufactured, whether it's been a hot rolled bar stock, it's not perfectly symmetrical, and even an extruded bar is a bit more accurate, and but sometimes that can have inaccuracies, and I know most people use three-jaw chucks for that purpose, but anyway, you can't use this on the three-jaw chuck, but on the four-jaw chuck it's best, especially if you're just setting up the workshop and money is at cash is at a premium, so you want to get the best value you can. Or you like a 3 and a 4 jaw, but if you can't afford to buy the 2 of them, get a 4 jaw, and it'll be much better. Anyway, it's nice to see you back again. In the meantime, look, check that out. That might be interesting for you, and I'll see you again on the next video. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, and see you next time. Bye.